be favorable for the entrepreneur when he has enough funds for his business? Well, let us try to understand why we require this funds. And if we wish to differentiate this fund, then what are the various broad categories that we can differentiate into? Well, funds or the capital can be classified into fixed capital and working capital. What is fixed capital? A capital which is required for a long-term period, which is fixed in nature. What exactly? If I keep a money which is at fixed place, that is fixed in nature? No. When you invest that money into an equipment and machinery which would be at your place, which would be fixed and utilized for a longer period of time, 5, 10, 15. So such capitals are known as fixed capital. When you use the money which is utilized for those products, for those equipments, for those tools, for those services wherein we have to buy them every day and we have to use them every day, and again on the next day we need that money, then that is working capital. Let us try to understand this. As an institution, this college has this building. Do you think every day this building changes? So the amount which was invested in order to construct this building, that amount is fixed capital. But you could have observed, example, if we use a marker, after every 10-15 days a teacher has to change the marker, or else the refilling has to be done. So the amount which is invested in order to refill the marker or else to replace the marker would be working capital. So fixed capital is for fulfilling the long-term needs, and working capital is fulfilling your short-term needs, regular needs, recurring needs. Now, how much, what should be the quantum or the quantity of working capital or fixed capital that I need depends upon the various factors. The factors are more or less similar for both the different types of capital. If my organization is huge, my fixed capital would be high, my working capital would be high. If my organization is small or medium, my fixed capital would be low and my working capital would be further comparatively low. Why? If my organization is large, then the number of employees would be many. Equipments would be huge in numbers and quantity. Whereas if my organization is small, my firm is small, the number of employees would be less. The machine that I may have would not be of huge value, because if I have less employees, the production activity has to be very less. And if my production activity is less, the machine is not either highly equipped or else the machine is of having low productive ability. So that is why my capital requirement would be. Now what are the various sources of fixed capital? Equity share capital, preference share capital, debentures, banks providing long-term advances. These are the various sources of fixed capital. When I talk about equity share capital, they are the real owners of the organization. They say, I grow, you grow. I mean, when an entrepreneur grows, an equity shareholders also grow, because they are actually equity shareholders. Preference shareholder says, you grow or not, I don't know, but I will grow. Whether the organization grows or it doesn't matter to them. They will get a fixed rate of interest and they would be getting preference compared to equity shareholders if the business doesn't run properly. Equipment would be sold, and before equity, preference shareholders would be paid off. Am I clear to you all, especially to the marketing and HR students? Now moving to the debenture holders, they are a kind of bank which provide loans, but they are not bank, they are just like you all. People who give loan to the bank in the form of security, which is in the name of debentures. The only thing is, equity shareholders and preference shareholders may or may not get dividend, but no matter whatsoever happens, debenture shareholders will always get their interest. The another sources of fixed capital. Last, bank loan. Bank will provide you with loans. They can provide you with the long-term loan, that is fixed capital. They can provide you with the short-term loan, that is working capital. But when they provide you with the long-term loan, that is 5 years, 10 years or 15 years, they will take guarantee from you. They will make you and go through several procedures. They will do several scrutiny and check before they provide you with loan. They will take enough security before they provide you with long-term loans. Now, when I talk about working capital, I'm done with that. With this, any question for me as of now? Give me a breather for 30 seconds.